From Lola in Fairmont, Minnesota, and she writes, what is the best resolution for scanning black and white photos for multiple projects? My photos range from 1894 to the 1940s. Lola, there are two things to keep in mind. Now, the first one is this term they toss around, something called DPI, dots per inch. Now, usually you only have to play around with that when you're talking about scanning in the photos for printing. Now, you see I've got an old photo here. This is actually Michelle von Wald, our web doyenne right here. She's actually 400 years old, and she doesn't look a day over 200. And this is a nice little photo. But this would give you a simulated idea about the types of photos we're talking about. Now, obviously, this is not pure black and white. This has had some aging to it. It's kind of got a light brown or a brown or a sepia overtone to it. That's what you're going to have to keep in mind when you scan it, because it's going to give you the option. It's going to say, do you want to scan it in millions of colors or in black and white or grayscale? Well, if you want to hold on to I guess, the mystique of the image or the whole personality of the image, keeping that brown tone in there, you want to scan it in millions of colors. You'll preserve that character. Now, if you want to get rid of those tones, you want to scan it, obviously, in black and white or grayscale. The difference between the two, if you're doing it in millions of colors, you'll obviously be sucking up more disk space when you've got it scanned in, because color takes up more space than if you're scanning in grayscale. And, you know, to scan it in, obviously, you're going to need a scanner of some sort. We've got a nice flatbed here. This is a flatbed scanner. That's aptly named because it's flat and it looks like a bed. That's probably how it got its name. Go ahead, you place that in there. You would scan it in using whatever you wanted. That's the great thing. You know, I get asked sometimes, do I have to use the software that came with my scanner? Not necessarily. In fact, I use PaintShop Pro to do my scanning. Some people use Photoshop. You could also use the software that comes with yours. Now, to get back to that DPI or the resolution, we've got a side-by-side image. Here is, right on the left, we've got, on the left side, we've got a full color, millions of colors image, and on the right side, just a pure grayscale or black and white. DPI. What do you want that resolution to be? Well, if you're going to do printing, you're going to want to have a higher DPI. If you're going to be sending that image around through email or uploading it to a web page, you'll want a lower DPI. So just to recap again, just so you've got the full idea here, if you want to use a higher DPI if you plan on printing it. So that's the big thing. If you plan on printing, higher DPI. Usually that's 300 by 300 or 600 by 600. That's how many dots per inch that you're going to be seeing on your printer. You'll use a lower DPI if you plan on using it on the internet through email or uploading to a website. And of course, you'll want to scan it in color to preserve that tone. Like we have this side by side. We've got the nice brown overtones over here, the sepia tones, or just a plain black and white. Less disk space, more disk space, but more character. Of course, we can also show you, if you swing by the website, how you can put a brown tone, a sepia tone, on a black and white image. But I hope that helps. And if you have a basic question, no matter how simple you think it is, we'll try to answer it on the air. Just send an email to the new Call for Help email address, well, at least for this particular segment, with step 1 in the subject line. Call for help at techtv.com, step 1 in the subject line. And along the lines of taking a call